Principles. This is Practical Prince. Today we're doing talk and tarot. So if you've got questions you want read, go ahead and drop them in. Otherwise, we can just chat and have fun. I do have one question sent to me ahead of time, so I'll go ahead and start with that. Let me get our camera working. Because, we like to see our cards. So that's a thing. Okay, and we turn it on. Yes. Okay. For some reason, I have to use a workaround to get the camera showing, which in this case is really just my phone. But that aside, okay. And now let's anchor it to our little thingy. Let's angle that a bit. Okay. Don't want to bounce that too much. Hey, Hope. How's it going? Let's see if we can get a little more. Okay, that'll be good. Let me go get that question. Oh, happy birthday. Hope it's going well so far. Let me grab this. Yes, you may have a reading, of course. I'm doing well. So, let me put together. Oh, they don't want me to. They want me to cut it down. Hey, Presh. Okay, it's happy with that one, so we'll have that. Doing pretty good. While we have a couple of people, just so you know, I did get a job. Hooray me. It's probably going to mess with this session. I haven't spoken with them about the specific hours and whatnot. That'll happen this week. But I'm wondering what you guys think about some sort of just post saying, hey, send me questions for the day. Because I don't know that I'll be able to do this session. And I don't know that it makes sense to really shift it to another time or anything like that. So if you've got thoughts like that, on that front, let me know. But yeah, also send me your questions. We got this one from Lavina that we need to read. So I'll go ahead and start with that. Okay, that's fine. So Lavina was asking about a few different things. It was for. Looks like we're using Cosmo for this one. And that's okay. I'll just have to be aware. Well, actually, let's go ahead because part of this is we wanted to let people see the cards while I'm doing the thing. So there was yoga, walking, gym, and dance as a means of workout. And then the follow-up was what's going to be best for weight loss and mental stability. So, okay. So those both have relevance. Oh, hope you'll be next. And then Presh would be right after Hope. Pumpkin Soul, as she's called by the username right now. So yeah, if you want to take a little bit, that's fine. I don't know that this will be too long though, so. Let me check, are these the only cards? Okay, and then I feel like we're just gonna flip and no, so 8 of lotuses, so normally 8 of chalices, and then 6 of birds, which would normally be 6 of swords. Interesting. Okay. Let me go ahead and skim through them. We'll go ahead and start with 8 of lotuses since that's the first one I flipped. I don't know if these are speaking to the same thing or if they're different ones. That would be fair game. Walking away, disillusionment, leaving behind. Presence of these. Sorry, let me read. 8 of lotuses. Walking away, disillusionment, leaving behind. The presence of these ruins asks you to move on from something that has long since moved on from you. It can take time to realize something has ended, especially when it is not something you have come to rely on anymore. This is not a difficult leaving behind, but more of a decluttering. There is no need to hold on to the extra weight. You will find simplifying your life will cause the disillusionment of dissatisfaction to fade away. Allow time to mourn the loss, but find strength to walk away when something is not meant for you. Be like the whale and swim wistfully away. Okay. And then we've also got 6 of birds. And let me actually go ahead and put our marker here in case I come back, because a few things stood out, but let's go ahead and get this combo. Out of control, leaving behind, moving on. The wind plays no helping hand in this card. Rather, it is the reaper for the pilot. This can be a heavy card to have in your spread. It doesn't speak kindly to favor and suggests, instead, that sometimes your own fate is simply out of your control. When you find yourself in an uncontrollable situation, try to move through the transition with as much composure as you can. Trust that the universe will work things out. Okay. Interesting. I mean, neither of these really speaks to a particularly active thing. Okay. So let's see. I just want to make sure, because right now I'm getting dance and walk. I'm trying to make sure that those are the right things. Yeah, I don't know what Lavina has tried before. Yeah, it's going good. Just trying to parse it out. But I don't know that this is speaking to the walking activity. it seems more like things that you've tried before that haven't worked out. It's okay to not go back to them, which I can imagine gym didn't end up working out or didn't end up sticking. 6 of birds, though. Yeah, that's not what I would have expected for dance, but that seems to be what's coming there. So I don't know if that's just going to be more natural for you. But yeah, not to say the other things are bad. Really, I mean, whatever you've tried before that hasn't worked, it's okay. That clearly just doesn't work. And dance seems to be a good one in this case. Now, obviously, this wouldn't work for me because I am by no means a dancer, but that's what we got for you, and that's probably going to work. So, okay. So now we've got Hope, aka Pumpkin Soul. There it is. So we've got this one. Then we've got Precious Question, and then Cornelia. You would be next. And of course, anybody else who wants to drop their question in, by all means, go ahead. We're just going to do as many as we can within the next little bit. And then one other thing I need to catch up on real fast. No problem. I guess I'll have to do that later. Okay. Yeah. I was going to block them, but I guess my page hasn't caught up to the fact that I am streaming at this point, so who knows? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's do something. This is just going to be more effective. Okay. Caught up on that. All right, and now for Hope. It was Mikey's Feelings. We'll probably use the Destiny deck for this. Ooh. Okay. Hey, Julia. How's it going? And yes, Cornelia, everything's all right. Just letting you guys know I got a job, which is a great thing. It's not great for this particular session in the future, the Mondays at 1 p.m. Mountain. So I was just soliciting to see what you guys thought of formatting it in another way. If I just do like a post and ask for questions to read or something like that, because I don't know that moving this to a different time really makes sense. Okay, we'll do Julia. So there's that, and then it's also Hope's birthday, Pumpkin Soul, same person. So we were wishing her a happy birthday. Okay, real feelings, largely just after we blocked him. Okay. Deeper. Thank you. How's it going, Jelly? Let's see. Okay, so that's also relevant. What else do we have? Or is that everything? Let's check. Okay. Okay, this is going to be the main one. I mean, there's good strokes of this in there. It's not particularly light, but just not as much as this. And it's not really close. So, anyways, the Sun and the Hanged Man. So, I mean, he seems to be happy. So, I don't know if he needed that space or if it was stressing him out. I'm not exactly sure why it's making him happy, but he's okay with that distance going on right now. I don't know. Let's see. Because, I mean, with the Hanged Man, that's a change in perspective. I don't know if you blocking him has changed his perspective of you. Yeah, it has. So he's adjusted and yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's fine. Wow. For some people, it works. I don't know. So yeah, he seems totally okay. So I don't know. If you're glad to have him out, then he's also happy. So win-win. Okay. No problem. Let's find Presh. It was 3 months. Doopadoom, doopadoom. General reading. Okay. 3 months, though. Hey, Venus. How's it going? Is that going to be Cosmo? Yeah. This is a bit better. Not to say the other decks are bad, but yeah. Doing well. Oh, good, Mishti. Okay. Okay, we'll do. And yeah, Venus, if you have a question, go ahead and drop it in. There's a number of people we're reading for, and we're just going to go through them as fast as we can. 3 months. Okay. Let's see. I'm not particularly good at time and when, Cornelia, just so you know, but we can try. Is this the right one? Let's see. Let's hear about the nuance there in a bit. And that's probably everything. Let's check. Okay. So we're going through time left to right. So this is on the later end of your 3 months. These two are fairly early on. This one's going to hit the biggest, but even then, this doesn't feel like a gut punch event or anything like that. So not quite doldrummy, but pretty mild from what I can tell. So 4 of birds, karma, and 5 of lotuses. Okay. 5 of lotuses is usually, that would be 5 of cups. So that's usually dealing with grief or loss, sorrow. Karma, justice, reaping what you sow, that sort of thing. I don't know whether that's good coming back to you or bad. You'll just have to judge for yourself when it happens or based off of what you know you've done. 4 of birds, I'll need to double check. I want to say that's rest and reflection, but all of these I'll skim a little bit just because Cosmo is a bit different. But that 4 of birds, we'll check first. Nope, not 5. Yeah, so rest, restoration, contemplation. The observatory symbolizes a place of contemplation, restoration, and reflection. It asks you to take a moment and think about your place in this vast universe. In comparison to the sky, you are but just a speck. Rejoice in the fact that you are alive, and try to restore your faith in the world through wonder. If this card has appeared in a reading amidst a burning question, it asks us to pause before we act. Perhaps answers are not what we need, but rather reflection. Much can be gained from looking within and assessing what is around you. When you really take note of the grandness of it all, your problems will become smaller. So, yeah, and I don't know your personal situation. I don't know if that was naturally going to happen with the holidays. But yeah, I mean, it's a more introspective card. So, and then we'll go ahead and skim karma, honesty, restoring balance, ultimate truth. Yeah. So, and we already talked about it's the reap what you sow sort of thing. And then 5 of lotuses. Oh. Loss, grief, self-pity. Loss, grief can engulf you. Let the grief take you, but move through it with grace, knowing that time will eventually heal and the tide will recede. Yeah. This is a card of loss. And again, this was the one that hit the heaviest. So I don't know how hard these things will actually be or how big they are. So, but that's what we got for the 3 months. Okay. And after Presh, we've got Cornelia. And Julia, go ahead and drop your question. And I don't think we've seen that yet. Yep. There's Cornelia's question. Okay. And we're looking for a win. Let me go ahead and give this a quick shuffle. Is this going to be Cosma? I think so. I think my wife's hair is just getting everywhere. There it is. Okay. This feels more, yeah, Prisma. Okay. Okay, will do. And I saw it earlier. I'll just have to go find it when it's time. And I guess real quick before I go searching for those cards, let me get people's names so that I've got some people memorized, but let's see. So after Presh, Cornelia, Julia, and then Jelly. And let's see. We had Venus and Mishti. And that might catch us up. Yeah, it does. Okay. So just real quick, we're doing Cornelia now, but then it's going to be Julia, Jelly, Venus, and then Mishti. Just so you guys have a rough idea of when we're getting to your question. And if you haven't commented it yet, go ahead and do that. I don't need you live to answer your question, although if there's any, if I have questions or we want to hash it out a bit, that's useful. But no problem. But yeah, as long as I've got it, we're good to go. So, and we're focusing on when. Okay, good enough. Thanks, Julia. And thanks, Mishti. Definitely that. Not yet. Okay. Let me set those aside. Need that. But is there something else? have anything else? Okay, and then what's going on with these? It's not a tempered pair. Doesn't matter much. Okay, just in that area. Yeah, so this is the big one. This is going to put us in the ballpark. I just don't know exactly how that's going to clarify, but that's a tempered pair. So primary in front, moderated by the one behind. 5 of chalices. And then we've got the world tempered by the empress. I mean, we just saw the 5 of lotuses. This card normally deals with loss, grief. Is that what he's working through? It's not a great win. So he needs to work through something. I don't know exactly what's causing the grief, the hardship. But once he works through that, I mean, he seems to be at a well-rounded place and able to speak with you. I just don't have a feel for how long this is going to take. That's the only issue. So okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Cornelia. I just don't know how long it's going to take for them to work through this. I mean, implicit in this is the answer that yes, they do talk to you at some point. But yeah, we didn't get a very definitive win. I mean, I just don't even know what the hardship is that he would be going through from the 5 of chalices. Could that have social pressure or something like that? Maybe. But I just don't know if that's really the cause. We don't know what the source of that is. So, yeah. Okay, Athena, I'll add you to the list. We didn't miss anybody, did we? I'm doing good. Thank you. Hey, help. Okay, so help in Athena. Yeah, we just really don't know. So, we know what's in the way. Well, we've got an idea, the nature of it, but as far as the details, yeah, I just don't really have anything on that. I mean, for all we know, he's just struggling with self-worth issues or something like that. and just doesn't have the energy to reach out to people. We just don't know. So, no problem. Okay. And it's Julia's turn. Let me go find. I want to say it's just general. Yep. Okay. Am I just pulling that or no? Yeah. Looks like this is a cosmic question. Okay. General. Let's see what we get. Okay. Let me just go ahead and set these aside for a moment. So that's good, but we got something else here. Is that the right one? A little lighter, but okay. Okay. And then do we have anything else? Let's see if we got it all. We'll just set that aside. Yeah, so from heavy to light, just this will be more important than that. So, 10 of embers, 3 of lotuses, 7 of trees. Okay. 3 of lotuses speaks to a harmony, a synchronicity. You're in the right place doing the right thing. 10 of embers, let me check. Because that would be 10 of wands. And then 7 of trees, that would be 7 of pentacles, but I just don't get that one too much. 10 of embers. Accomplishment, responsibility, burden. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay. You are at a point where you can now measure your accomplishments with great satisfaction, but this brilliant achievement comes with a deep sense of responsibility. When this card arrives, it reminds us that the achievements we desire in life do not come free of burden. There are many invisible intricacies involved that come together to make something great. Now you must be conscious of it. You must know when to dim your flame when darkness is required for others to blaze forward, and when to brighten your flame when times call for you to take the lead. Yeah, in other versions of this card, the burden that the keyword speaks to is something you need to let go. In this case, now that you're aware, it's having that proper balance with others. Sometimes you need to be assertive and forward. Other times you need to back off and let them take the reins. So, and like you can see that easily in a family dynamic. I don't know that that's exactly what it's speaking to. because I mean, you can apply that to a work environment as well, any number of things. But yeah, so focusing on that, working on that balancing act, harmony, synchronicity. Let me get the Seven of Trees. And again, this was a lighter one. So purpose, prosperity, reward. You arrive at the market, ready to sell your harvest. Your fruits are ripe and their sweet aroma fills the air. People flock to your stand, ready to spend their hard-earned cash. When this card shows itself, it is a sign of prosperity. You have invested much of your time and energy into your work, and you will soon be rewarded. Your patience will bring you purpose, stability, and success. Now, this is based off of Pentacles, so it skews a little more towards work and finances. But where the context of your question is a general life reading, that could be anything. I mean, like, if you're focusing on relationships and working that out, I know you're taking a break, but we obviously talked about work. It could also be a hobby or something that you're developing. So, yeah. So, social dynamics, working on that balance. This feels like a thing that's just going to happen naturally, being in harmony and sync. And I don't know. Yeah, this also feels like something that's just going to happen. So as far as action items, 10 of Embers, and getting that balance, the social balancing act. That's really the only to do for you. And I mean, those are pretty positive, so that'll play out nicely. Okay. And after Julia, I think we had Jelly. Yeah. So let me go ahead, mark that so I don't have to keep checking. Where is Jelly's question? Professional the next week. Okay. I mean, I'm not doing a tarot reading, so this is something of a personal take. But it seems a rising above your situation, overcoming it. It puts you in a position to either go back in, do something about it, or move on to something else. Get out of the tank and go somewhere else. But it would speak to you having power and options. Sorry, that was answering Julia's comment, of course. Just clarifying in case somebody comes back for, well, Jelly's read. Professional. So that's probably charisma. Let's check. Yeah, Cosmo would probably have been fine too. No problem. Okay. Yeah, it was fairly quick follow-up, but needed to clarify. Okay. Professional life next week. have you? Those two. Is it both of them? I think that's everything. Let's check. Okay. And are these a pair? Leaning a little more into that, but okay. And then that just stands alone. Okay. Sooner. Yeah, so we've got this pair. This seems to be the thing coming up sooner. It almost feels like it's going to overshadow whatever this is, which would be later in the week. But so these two are going to speak to the same thing. Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands. And then over here we've got Hierophant. Okay. So Wheel of Fortune is auspicious, favorable. Although this deck, it focuses more on the cycle. So rising to the top, falling down, rising, so on and so forth. Five of Wands, that deals with debate and competition with others. So let me read Wheel of Fortune, see if something stands out. Because, yeah, especially where this one focuses on the cycles, I don't know that it's as favorable as we might want it to be. Back. Oh, let me get to the Prisma side. No wonder I can't find that art. Chance, change, destiny. Constantly vying for power may seem like a futile pursuit, but it is in fact a simple, blessed characteristic of life that it is never at a standstill. The Wheel of Fortune shows the perpetual shifting in the balance of powers, manifested infinitely within every aspect of your life. At any given time, you will be the champion, be the contender, believe you are the champion, or have no reign at all, quickly hurtling yourself into the fray. This card suggests a change is coming. The old king is dead. Someone or something will rise up in its stead. So, I mean, you'll know your work situation better than me. But it's speaking to a change there. And it's associated with, I don't know what kind of debate or competition would be going on there. And I don't know that it resolves it or if just one viewpoint or something is more favored compared to the past. Hard to say. And then Hierophant, that deals with tradition and conformity. Spirituality and educate as well. So I'll just go ahead and read the thing. Tradition, spirituality, education. The Hierophant is like a constellation, imaginary lines drawn around the chaos of the cosmos that imbue the night sky with meaning. We take comfort knowing that our ancestors gazed up at the same stars, the same stories, but clinging too tightly to tradition can stave off the immutable law of nature's changeability. When you receive this card, examine whether the energy of the Hierophant is guiding or merely thwarting you. So, yeah. And obviously this is in your professional context, so that's is the bureaucracy actually helping and being useful, or is it really just red tape that's getting in the way? So, and obviously this was overshadowed by that, so I don't know how big of a deal this really is. This, obviously this hits the hardest, so. yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, I wish I could say the Wheel of Fortune was definitely a positive change, but that particular Wheel of Fortune doesn't really lean one way or the other. So, anyway, let's find who's next. Venus. Venus child. Oh, did Venus not ask her question? Venus, if you're still around, go ahead and drop that in. No problem. You're welcome, Jelly. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind answering, and guess we'll stick a question mark. We'll just go on to Mishti again. Venus, if you had a question, go ahead and drop that in. I feel like we may have seen her before. And Mishti repeated it. Okay. Okay. So is the crystal good or not for you? Okay. And I want to say you're next. Let me check. No, we've got help me and then you, Athena. Oh, no, it's fine. It was, gosh, I'm already forgetting, Venus Child, who seems to have left without leaving a question for me to answer. And then the Help Me Tom Cruise. Yeah, you might actually be next, Athena, just because some people didn't follow up and drop their questions in. But we're going to do Mishti's question now, and that's a big question. Okay. We'll do Kristen. Let me, and then the second. I'm checking for negative energies. Let's see, what deck are we using for the crystal? I think these might be different. Yeah, we're using Prisma with that. For the negative energies. Is that going to be? Yeah, that's going to be Cosmo. I'll just set that there so that I don't forget. Okay. Okay. We'll do Cornelia. So far, we're doing good on time. So we can probably do that. So starting with the crystal. Is it good for you or not? It seems to be further down. Is that okay? That's also good. Where's our third? Because this is looking like a yes, no. That's one of these. Okay. This one has some extra information on the. Let's shift that up so you guys can see a bit better. The left one has some extra information, and otherwise all three are speaking to the yes-no spread. So Ace of Chalices, the Moon, Two of Pentacles. So this would be no, but these two say yes. So we're getting to yes, but it may take time. I'm not familiar with crystals. I don't know if you need to do any sort of bonding or something like that, or just some sort of adjustment. But it seems, yeah, it's going to work for you. It's going to take a little while for it to start working effectively. But Ace of Chalices is going to be good for this. We'll go ahead and read that. New emotion, intimate connection, love. When the Ace of Chalices presents itself, some deep wellspring of emotional force is bubbling up inside you or around you. It promises the beginnings of an intimate connection, guided by the heart. Open yourself to love and compassion. Draw deep feelings to the surface and let them shine. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's favorable for the start of this relationship with the crystal. So there's that. So that's good. Take some time and then clear the board. We're checking for negative energies behind the scenes with relationships and friendships. Let's see. Give this a quick shuffle. And bring out our Cosma. Okay. Let's see. I'll check the strength of that later. Actually, that might be all. Let's see. Okay. So there's two things at play. I don't know if these are good or bad, though. One over here, the other tempered pair, medium tempering. So not super strong, but not super light either. And let's get these. Let's move that. So that. And yeah, that'll just have to do. So we've got the bridge, which would normally be the moon, Four of Birds, which we've seen before, and then Spirit Plane. I want to say that's the Chariot, but I'll have to double check in the normal deck. And that would normally be Four of Swords. So, I mean, the bridge would suggest that the negative energies that seem to be there really aren't, any more than a shadow is really there. I mean, it's not an actual thing. It's not an entity in and of its own right. But these were speaking to different things. Let me get the that calls for introspection. Let me see what the Spirit Plane, modifies this as. So yeah, normally the Chariot. Rest, feeling at home, rejuvenation. So already fairly similar to the Four of Birds. When the Spirit Plane shows up in a reading, take it as a suggestion for meditative rest and reflection. Appreciate what skills you have acquired and who you have become already at this point in your life. Know that you are a remarkable being and let it rejuvenate your weary soul. Then take these feelings and that internal power that you have acquired and hold on tight, because this next chapter is only just beginning. This is a card about becoming who you are and feeling at home with yourself and your surroundings. It can be worrisome for those who fear stillness, but stillness is sometimes the best move to make. So, the Chariot usually deals with fast movement, fast energy. This one, I mean, it's more that it's coming at you rather than you moving through it. So, and I mean, that already pairs fairly well. Four of Birds is the main one there. But they're pretty in sync. Restoration, contemplation. We read it earlier. It's a pretty introspective card. So, yeah. So, really, this would say that those things that you perceive outside of you as being negative entities aren't really there. And really spend some time reflecting inward. It might just mean that you're a more capable person than you're giving yourself credit for, and that there's not necessarily a organized oppressive force out there. So, and that's not to say that you're not going to have to deal with oppression and forces working against you. Not guaranteed that you will have to deal with that, because we know stuff is coming. But you're in a pretty good place. So, yeah, really the only to do is to reflect inward. Find those parts of you that are maybe making trouble where there isn't any, and question them, understand them, and in a sense put them to bed, given what the bridge is telling us. So, okay, hopefully that helps. I know it's not exactly what you were hoping for, or at least I'm pretty sure it's not, but a bit more optimistic knowing that you don't have stuff like that floating around working against you. Okay. And yeah, so we haven't heard from Venus or Help Me Tom Cruise. So we'll go ahead and, well, let me mark them just in case. And let me add Kristen real fast. But let's get to Athena. And we're trying to get details on the future partner. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Cosma might have been good for this as well, but I feel like Destiny deck is preferred for relationship related stuff. So okay, and you get to go to the bottom. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I might need to double check that. We'll see. Okay, that might have been. I think we're done with that part. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Destiny deck by, oh gosh, Lisa Santine. And she's actually doing another run of it. So there's that. She also made a couple other decks, but with shipping and supply chains what they are, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing those yet. That's Fringe. Let's see. Do we have anything else? I think that might be it. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's on the edge. It's a pretty light trait. Let's see. Is it that tight? Is it more? Okay, that's better. And then yeah. So I mean, these are both going to be main traits, or more core to the person. This one, it's really on the fringe. It's kind of like a minor detail. And I don't know if this is like a superficial thing that would be fairly easy to pick up on, but not important, or if it's just like a nuance to the person and their character. But these two are going to be the more important as far as who the person is. We've got King of Wands, inspiring, worldly, Five of Cups, so that deals with sorrow. And this is modified by the Lovers, trust and decisions. Okay. Oh, and then our fringe one, the Empress. Notes there are abundance and creativity. So this particular, hey Thoughtful Divine, how's it going? This particular deck I have a digital guide for, so we can go ahead and do this. Let me quickly skim the Lovers. I mean, Five of Cups, that's dealing with loss and grief. I mean, it might be like a childhood trauma that they've been carrying for a while. But let's try and figure out how the Lovers is modifying that. Indicates relationships and decisions. Sometimes this card will show up when you are at a crossroads in your life. There may be a big choice on your horizon. Can predict meeting a new partner or a career opportunity. Choice and decision will significantly affect your future. The person who has entered your life has a positive influence and may offer true love. But, I mean, where we're talking about loss and sorrow, it's more in the past. Yeah. I don't know if it's a relationship. At the very least, a decision that they regret, basically. I don't know if it's an opportunity that they passed on and they're regretting it or something like that. But yeah, it's sort of eating them is strong. I mean, eventually that would mean that there's nothing left of them. I feel like this person is holding it together better than that. But yeah, that they've made decisions they regret, or at least one significant one. Related to a relationship, maybe. Let me see if I can. Is that going to be? Yeah, it doesn't feel like a relationship, so it's, well, something other than that, but a decision that they made that they just really regret, that they've carried for a while. Let me just clear this out of the way because I'm going to need my arms over there. Let's go find King of Wands. The other core thing. There we go. The King of Wands is a father figure archetype who brings about structure, authority, and order. When this card comes up in a reading, a powerful outcome is about to be revealed, but we're talking about a person. You have mastery over your passions. This card can represent a person or people in your life who has traveled the world and experienced many cultures. A person of great wisdom, high standards, and great authority. This may also be a time to express yourself and your ideas. You are attracting the right people in your life. Stay on your spiritual journey, speak your truth, and balance this with the material world. So, I mean, pretty positive stuff as far as this future partner is concerned. I mean, there's these aspects of orderliness, structure, authority, order. But it doesn't seem tyrannical yet, so yeah. They've experienced life. Okay. Well, and so maybe that's a bonding point for you guys as far as the sorrow, the trauma. I know that can sometimes be hard in a partner, but I mean, when you can sympathize and empathize, it might just mean you guys are on the same level. So those were the core things. Let's go ahead. We've got the Empress. This was a very light trait. Calls on you to connect with your feminine side, calls upon the divine feminine, and encourages compassion, beauty, and love. Deeply passionate and maternal. Her influence is creative. Represents savoring the experience the pleasure and satisfaction in your accomplishments. Yeah, it. As far as, I mean, there's other things that you could pull out of this, but the thing that's standing out to me really is the compassion. You're going to be, and that's going to be a pretty obvious one. You can see that they're a kind person. So I know that doesn't really narrow it down too much, but yeah, that's what we've got on your future partner. So let's go ahead and set that aside. I can clean up. Thoughtful, if you had a question, go ahead and drop it in. I do need to do Kristen and then Cornelia. Let me go check the King of Wands again, but I don't know that we really got a sense of what their employment vocation would be. Yeah. I mean, person of great wisdom, high standards, and great authority, but I mean, even as a salesman, just being good to your customers and helping them figure out what's good. I mean, that doesn't necessarily put them in a leadership position. There's the traveled the world and experienced many cultures, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're still doing it. And that could just be something they did for themselves, not even part of a job. So, yeah, I don't think we've really got a sense of what their work is or was. Or sorry, maybe I misunderstood. Were you asking if the relationship would like work out long term? Okay, no problem. Tell me on that. Yeah, that's gonna be Cosmo. Thanks, Athena. Okay. Glad I got that right then. All right. Let's see. Tommy or Mike? Maybe both, I suppose, but. Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and show cards. That's a separate thing. Until we pass over that. Hey, Banshee. Yes, doing well, Lila. Sort of, yeah. I just keep track manually, so if you've got questions, go ahead and drop them in. I'm doing this reading for Kristen now, and then Cornelia had a question, but everybody else seems to have failed or they got their answer, so I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So that was one person. Yeah, today's been a good day. And these three are another. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Looking forward to it. Kristen, we got this string. I don't know if one of them is chatty, but these things sort of meld and flow together. And then somebody just had one thing. So we've got the romantic for one, Nine of Lotuses, the veil, and the shore. So this would normally be Nine of Cups. I want to say this would normally be the star and then the tower. I'll have to double check the romantic. I want to say that's it's a knight. I can't remember if it's. I want to say Knight of Cups. Let me check that real fast, just because they just have their one thing. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Knight of Chalices, Knight of Cups. So as far as this person's message, following the heart, idealist, romantic. Upright, this is a character who chooses to see the beauty in things, but can also be easily wrapped up in their own emotions. If the romantic pops up in a reading, take a minute to really cherish the good that you have in your life. It can be very easy to get caught up with the bad that we forget to acknowledge all that is good. The romantic teaches us that if we move forward with our heart and mind, love will surely follow. And where this is a message to you, it's just a reminder that things are good. Don't get too caught up in it. Hey, Vic. As far as this one, we'll just thread it in this way. Nine of Lotuses, it'll call that the magic wave. Satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury. The magic wave is a card of pure satisfaction and emotional stability. Sometimes this feeling of stability is unexpected and unlike anything you've experienced before. When it shows up, let this moment of wonder wash over you. It is a pleasant surprise, and the luxury of this level of satisfaction is not something often easily come by. Like any other natural phenomenon, it offers a glimpse at the inner magic of the universe. So, I mean, that's how best to describe that. Just emotionally sound stuff doesn't rock their boat very much. And I think that's along the lines of what the Romantic was suggesting, but we might be getting more detailed. That leads into the veil, which would be the star, and that's a strong symbol of hope. Yeah, hope, reassurance, brightness. A gentle reminder that hope is sometimes invisible. This card is a beacon. Hope is arriving or it's soon on its way. And yeah, that's the main gist of that. The shore would normally be the tower. We'll see if this one has a twist on that. This is the Cosmo deck. Thank you. And it's going well. Yes. And you can probably get a read. Oh, yeah. We'll try. We'll fit it in. So the shore, turbulence, precarious, unfamiliar. The shore is the rock bottom of the spirit plane. If this card has appeared in the wake of a disaster, do not let the sudden upheaval define you. While your current territory may be unfamiliar, underneath the crashing waves of the shore sleeps the world you know well. Change is a part of breaking new ground, and some transitions can be harder than others. Take the time you need to adjust to your new reality. Find daily comforts and embrace what you can of the familiar. It will make the unfamiliar feel more like home. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know if just one of them was very brief. This is all very similar. The shore, that might indicate something not necessarily traumatic, but a big change and probably unexpected. But with the advice of the Nine of Lotuses and the veil, you're just emotionally solid enough that it really doesn't faze you. I mean, normally this is a pretty dreaded card, but it just doesn't feel that heavy, that bad. And I mean, even this interpretation of it is pretty kind. So, excellent question, Banshee. Hope that helps, Kristen. Let me go ahead and update our list because we had a number of you hop on. So we've got a question from, Cornelia. This one. So let me just highlight that. And then going through, we had Banshee would be first. Let me just write that. And it was Lima Beans. And then Vic Shimmer. And you obviously have someone in particular in mind. Okay. Vic Shimmer and then Anmok. All right. And then are we up to date? Okay. So yeah, just to recap, we've got Cornelia now, and then it'll be Banshee, Lima Beans, Vic Shimmer, and then Anmok. And just real quick. I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, we did get Vic's question. Okay. So, conversation, will that go in? Okay, so yes, no. And that's going to be the Prisma deck. Let's just give this a quick shuffle before putting it back. Oh. There we go. And we want to show our cards. Okay. And it's really just a yes, no, but we'll see if we get any extra information as part of that. A solid one somewhere in here. Isn't it? Okay. Down on the left. Should we go all the way to the bottom? Yeah, we do. Okay. And where's our third? Okay. So that should be good. Okay, so these two have information, more so this one. I mean, this almost feels like footnote, fine print sort of detail on this one. But then obviously the combination for the yes, no. So Wheel of Fortune, that would speak to yes. 7 of Chalices, that's probably a no. But 10 of Chalices would be a yes. So, and let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure that's, because yeah, 7 would be a no. It's the 4 that would be neutral. Okay. But then the others are positive, so that would fall into the yes, but it may take time. Let me see if I can. Because I'm not sure if it's just speaking to November 22nd being into the future, or if it's actually there's some follow-up afterwards to actually finish resolving it. And yeah, so it's a follow-up afterwards. November 22nd is good, but as far as like actually coming to conclusion and fruition, that'll be a little after. So that's just filler. 7 of Chalices, that deals with confusion. So given that it's a conversation, it makes sense that people are just sorting stuff out. So hardly need to do anything there. We'll go ahead and read Wheel of Fortune. We need the Prismacide. But you'll be able to connect it better to your situation. So, okay. Chance, change, destiny. Constantly vying for power may seem like a futile pursuit, but it is in fact a simple, blessed characteristic of life, that it is never at a standstill. The Wheel of Fortune shows the perpetual shifting in the balance of powers, manifested infinitely within every aspect of your life. At any given time, you will be the champion, be the contender, believe you are the champion, or have no reign at all, quickly hurtling yourself into the fray. This card suggests a change is coming. The old king is dead. Someone or something will rise up in its stead. Okay. So that's for Cornelia Banshee. Hey, Summer. Yes. in as much as it works out, yeah, it is nice. Go ahead and add you. Summer, if you have a question, go ahead and ask it. I do need to get through some others first, starting with Banshee. Okay, so there was this, and then there was okay. And oh gosh. Right. That's okay, Summer. Don't worry. We'll get there. And you can watch while we do some of these. Let me just there's this queen we need to get rid of. So that's hopefully going to help keep that cleaner. Thanks, Cornelia. Okay. Yeah. I wish there was a better way of kicking them out faster, but yeah. It is what it is. Okay, so there was all right. Banshee. So are you just asking if you've met your soulmate, twin flame, whatever term you want to use, before? Or are you asking what are they like? Or are you asking both, I guess? I'll go ahead and clean this up. Okay. All right, let's clean that up. In Summer, I see your question. So, fix that. Destiny, yep. Okay, so starting with soulmate. I'm going to focus more on what they're like, see if we can also get do you know them in there, but we might just have to do 2 readings for that. Well, one for the description and then one for if you know them. Okay. Set those aside. think that's everything for me. Fine, we'll just stack you on top. Let me check. Okay, so that's whether or not you know them. Okay, so this is going to be more core to the person. This is going to speak to, is trait the best way? Yeah, a trait of theirs. So, do you know them? Two of Cups. Yep. I think that suggests you do. We can go ahead and check this real quick. Nope, not that page. We want this page. Yep, Two of Cups. Union, harmony, partnership, peace, and love. Perhaps there's a deeper commitment that is occurring in a current relationship. I'm assuming you don't have them. Auspicious card for a creative partner that you're asking about. Love. A card of reconciliation and ongoing negotiations. Enjoy the deep moment. Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah, I think this indicates that you do know them. I don't know how. We don't really get a hint at that. Yeah, you do know them. And then for the other cards, is what's so bad? The Architect, Three of Pentacles. Sorry, Three of Pentacles, also known as the Architect. This person's just more methodical, particular. They don't really cut corners. I don't know that I want to say by the book, but it's just like they've got a process or processes. And yeah. So, yeah. I don't know how it's methodical is probably going to be the best way to describe them. And that might be frustrating for you. Don't know. We'll see. Page of Wands. Good news, courage. Let's go ahead and read that. I don't get that one as often. Page of Wands. Brings about good news regarding projects that require negotiations, like host attention, blah, 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 blah. Wand is associated with fire, and just like fire, the page is burning with ambition. The fire must be cooled down a bit in order to assess the situation and take a measured step forward. The page is a hard worker who is dedicated to his craft with great influence. Yet he must stay excited because he can easily move on to the next exciting venture that attracts him. Stay on course and maintain your spark. All right, so how would you describe that as their character, as their trait? Outgoing in a sense, but really, gosh, it's going to be that fervor, that fire, that spark. And it'll probably show up as like really passionate or enthusiastic, probably, about a particular topic. And then a month or so later, something else. Well, would it be? It might not change that quickly, or it might even change faster. It depends on the person, those details. But they get really engaged with a subject. I just don't know how often that changes. So you'll be able to tell that in their conversation. Okay. You're good, Banshee. And you can, of course, catch up afterwards. And yeah, I'll go ahead and follow up on your other question too. So you're good to go. Oh, I still need that. Let's see. Where is it? All right, there's the follow-up one. And we're trying to get an explanation of why he did what he did. Okay. Okay. Have fun. Good luck. All right. I'm trying to understand what's going on. Okay. And this is good, right? Yeah. I mean, Prisma's pretty good for intention as well, but this one seems to fit, so we'll just keep with it. And are we just on the bottom? Is it all of this? Let's see, anything else? Is that everything? Okay. And hey, Xiaojing. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's really just drilling down into his reasons. So superficially, trying to be happy. Hanged Man, change in perspective. Okay. And then underlying Knight of Swords and the Emperor. Okay. So these indicate really the undertones. Emperor, you're dealing with control, security. Or those are the notes, but it's sort of like a stabilizing card. He's wanting a more structure. And then Knight of Swords. Well, we can double check that one. Okay, Zhaojing, I'll add you to the list. Okay, but there we were. Knight of Swords. We just want to check stuff. Oh, we found it. Sorry. Looking at the cards. Classic Knight in Shining Armor, Honor of Another. Shows up when a decision must be made and there's a quick change in life situations. Perhaps there are unpredictable times ahead. Sudden truths may reveal themselves. There may be a dispute. You may not be the cause for these circumstances, but the way you recover is what matters. It's driven and assertive. You may be fighting for what you believe in, but it is important to take responsibility for your actions. Ultimately, you are the one who deals with the outcome. So, I mean, it's sort of a reconciliation. Stuff coming to light and owning it, or hopefully owning it. It doesn't necessarily say they do it well, but so yeah. There's quite a few. If you want to bounce or just watch it later, but let me just recap this and then I'll go over the list. So they're trying to be happy. They've had a change of perspective. You could say change of heart, but how they view things is really what's changing. And they're going down another route where they get more control. And well, like we said, reconciliation. I don't know that they're doing it well, though. So, but that's for them to decide, and we can critique if we want, but it's really their choice. So yeah, let's go over our list. So we just did Banshee. We've actually got Lima Beans next, and then it's Vic Shimmer. Then we've Got Ann Mock, and then Far, aka Summer, and then you Xiaoping. So, and let's find this question. Did you already ask it? I think you did. Oh no, it's just other people hopping in. So yeah, Lima, what's your question? I'll go ahead and clean up a bit. Okay. Okay. So hypothetically, how would that play out? Let's see. Is this Prisma or Cosma? Yeah, I think it really could be either. We'll go with Prisma for now. Let's go ahead, highlight your question, and find out. And I should be showing cards, my bad. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead. What else? Do we have something down here? Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, so these are going to be the heavy things. This one a little more so, but those are the big things. This is a lighter note, another thread in the fabric, but of less impact. King of Swords, Nine of Chalices, Strength. Okay. So it looks like you survive based off of this. Let me check King of Swords. Clarity of purpose, realistic expectation, ingenuity. It takes a great man not just to fight evil, but to subsume it, divert it, and use it for good. Such an immense task calls for impeccable character and keen clarity of purpose. Realism and ingenuity are your greatest weapons when faced with a mighty foe. Do not let good sense become clouded with emotions. Face the facts with cold stoicism and find the best way to proceed. The answer may be simpler than you think. So, all of that trouble, you basically would have found some way to, to organize it, to send it down proper paths. Nine of Chalices. I want to say this one's nostalgia, but satisfaction, completed cycle, fulfillment. The Nine of Chalices is all about satisfaction. Some ongoing cycle is nearing its completion, and you are about to be fulfilled and at peace. Like a sunset, this will not last forever, but its effervescent beauty makes it all the more precious. Treasure this moment, for its memory will bring you warmth on gray, rainy days. So, I mean, really, after conquering, like, this becomes a solid thing you can touch on in the future. And then strength. Fairly obvious, but empowerment, confidence, vitality. Yeah, I don't know that we need to read into it. That seems more like a byproduct, an outcome of these two. So, yeah. Seems like it would have worked out if you had buckled down and decided, yeah, this was worth it. No, you're good, Summer. We've still got time. I don't know that this should really change your mind, Lima, just so you know. Because, I mean, you're already on a different track. Food for thought, I guess, but I would take it with a grain of salt, just because you've already set stuff in motion. So, yeah, would have worked out. Not that it would have been easy to figure out, but yeah, no problem. After Lima, Vic Shimmer. Let me go find that. Cards away, and I'll just go over the order real quick. So, Vic Shimmer and Mock Far, aka Summer, and then Xiaojing. And I don't think we're going to add anybody else. So, if they come, be nice, but they're not going to get a turn. Sorry. There it is. Oh, thanks. I'll just go ahead and use that then. So obviously you have a particular person in mind. Yeah. I mean, on its face, it seems sort of like a Destiny question, but it looks like we're doing Prisma again. Okay. Is it worth? And you know who you're talking about, so. Okay. Starting with that. Okay. And where's our third? Because this is looking like our yes-no spread. Let me set these aside. Okay. Okay, and do we have extra information? We do, but it's sort of just going to be a general sense from the cards. I don't feel like specific things are standing out. Queen of Swords, Emperor, Justice. Okay. Let me take a quick look at. Okay, I wasn't sure about the Emperor, but yeah, all of these seem to say yes. And then as far as, okay, so yeah, basically we've got all sorts of control, like be careful, make sure they don't overcome your boundaries, make sure you've got them tamed, otherwise, like, yeah, you know that's just a problem waiting to happen, and then you reap what you sow. I mean, that's what justice is. That's the karma. So, yeah, it might be that this is still a bad person, a bad cycle, but you might end up just learning how to handle it better. So, I don't expect this to be a long lasting thing, personally. That's not part of the read. But by going through it, I think you're going to come out with skills that are going to be useful to you in the future. So, that part was just personal, but yeah. Cards say yes. And then we've got details on that. So, hope that helps. Good luck with them if you do decide to pursue that. Anne Mock. Let me go find that. Dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum. Yeah. So, good luck. Okay, there it is. A general. And yeah, we are over time, but not by much yet. So, that's a good sign. Oh, come on. Oh no. Prisma still face down. Okay. And is that going to be probably Cosmo? Let me check that. Is it? Nope, looks like we're back to Prisma. Maybe I should just be leaving this out, but sometimes it's hard to tell if it's really the right tech unless I put them on equal footing. Okay. So definitely that one. Yeah, there'll be other cards. Or maybe not. Let me check. Okay, yeah, only one thing. So, Wheel of Fortune. We'll go ahead and read it, but this has a heavy emphasis on change. Chance, change, destiny. Constantly vying for power may seem like a futile pursuit, but it is in fact a simple, blessed characteristic of life that it is never at a standstill. The Wheel of Fortune shows the perpetual shifting in the balance of powers, manifested infinitely within every aspect of your life. At any given time, you will be the champion, be the contender, believe you are the champion, or have no reign at all, quickly hurtling yourself into the fray. This card suggests a change is coming. The old king is dead. Someone or something will rise up in its stead. I love how that rhymes, but yeah. Doesn't really give us a hint at what the change is. But yeah. Normally this is a more auspicious card. This deck doesn't necessarily treat it that way, but yeah. Most people would refer to this as a positive change. So congrats. It could be by the time it's done with you. Yes. Okay. I think it's summer now. Huh? It's a coming. It's just a matter of time. Hopefully it's not too rough on you. You're welcome. Summer, aka Far. Okay. So there's your question. What's to come in love? And then after this, we have Xiaojing. So definitely Destiny. And by now, Summer, if you've been watching, you've seen how it goes. I just take your question and then Well, I find the cards for the answer. And of course, if I need to clarify, I will. But in this case, it's fairly straightforward. Really, the only thing I would ask about maybe is timeline or time frame. But generally, people know what they're asking for in that regard. So it's kind of implicit. I can't speak to it, but they can. All right, where do you go? More so there, okay. I think we're done with those. Not that it rules out much, but hey, Shy Potato, how's it going? Yeah, okay, where does it go? Roughly there. We'll find out. Hope you're doing well. Pretty good. Farther. Going good for you too? Okay. Do we have anything else? Excellent. Sorry about that. Okay. Go this way. That's a little more centered. Yeah. Well, good enough. And let's check. Was that everything? Okay. I guess. Oh, that's getting it off. That might have to be good enough. Yes, it is. So I'm doing a reading now for Summer Far, as it says up there. On what's coming in love. Okay. So how soon is this? Yeah, that's hard to say. So I feel like there's just a little bit of, well, time before stuff actually kicks in. We've got sort of a timeline. So this is relatively near future, shortly after that. And then they start spreading out a bit more. So those are the points we're hitting. Temperance, healing, guidance, 3 of Swords, not fun. 2 of Pentacles. Okay. And then what is that? 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Comfort, prosperity. Okay. Let me check on Temperance. 3 of Swords, you get hurt. There's really not much around that. I call it the reality check because it lets you know what the state of things really is. So whether that's getting backstabbed or somebody suddenly breaking it off, or someone saying they don't like you, that sort of thing. Cuts to the quick, but then you know how things really are. So 2 of Pentacles, that's people trying to make decisions. I don't know that there's really much more to say about that because that's kind of the norm for dating. 9 of Pentacles, you get into a better state. You're more secure just in the dating scene. Don't know how else to really put that. You know where your boundaries are, you know what you're comfortable with, and you're not afraid of expressing that. So the only one I'm not quite sure on as far as how it would map to this is Temperance. So let's go ahead and check that out. And yeah, that'll work. Temperance reminds you that in a potentially volatile situation, you must temper your thoughts and actions to find balance and harmony. When this card shows up, it encourages peace and patience and reminds you to go with the flow of your life instead of trying to force a certain direction. The message that Temperance brings with it is to take things as they come and remain flexible enough to change with the change. This is a moment to reconnect, connect with your guides and your angels. You may be shown a sign which will aid in your spiritual journey. Temperance asks you to find balance and peace that comes from a centered heart. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if that's really being able to surf the drama in a sense. It doesn't get to you too much. I don't know that there's really a ton of it, but it's just learning to deal with that ebb and flow and the uncertainty going on with that. And then you have the 3 of Swords experience, which is for the better in the end, not pleasant. And then, yeah, we've already been over the rest. So not for you, Shy Potato. This is for Far. So, and not sure she's still on right now. But that sums up her reading. Oh. So yeah, near future, mastering the ebb and flow, reality check, people making decisions, dealing with the suspense, and a place of personal security, knowing your boundaries and what you're comfortable with. So a nice progression. Doesn't necessarily end in a more committed or lasting relationship, but gets you prepared for it. So that's good. Sorry, Shy. And now we've got one more person, Xiaojing. And then I'm all caught up. So I am over time, but maybe if it's a quick question, Shy, I can do it. But let me go find Xiao's question. Xiaojing. General love reading. Okay. So we'll use the same deck. Move that back to its corner. All friends. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Shay. Yeah, I think I've already scheduled the next one for Wednesday, but you're on Twitch, yeah, so my calendar's up there. So you can check what sessions work best for you. The only thing I don't know about is Monday, because I am getting a job that starts this week. So I'm not sure with the hours if I'll be able to keep this particular session up. This might be it. I guess we can slide this over a little more. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it goes as well as you make it sound. Hope it's as good as your enthusiasm. Just trying to get a sense. This has a heavier feel, but I don't know if it's farther in the future or... Yeah. This is more imminent. It's more important. Yeah, and then this is lighter and follows it. So we've got the moon, and then we've got the Empress. So, I mean, the moon, I mean, those relationships aren't really there. Those people, the illusion and dreams. So not much to hope for there, but then let's get the Empress. Calls on you to connect with your feminine side. Calls upon the divine feminine side of you and encourages compassion, beauty, and love. Deeply passionate and maternal. Asks us to be kind to ourselves and search for beauty and happiness in our life. The card represents savoring the fruits of your labor while relishing in the rewards that have been earned. Experiencing the pleasure and satisfaction in your accomplishments. Yeah, so I mean, this is focusing inward after maybe putting too much attention outward. But otherwise, that's, yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really speak to a relationship. You'll be able to write off a few more, I guess, but yeah. And then you'll bring it in, hone it a little more. Don't know what's coming after that, though, so. But that's the next little bit. So hopefully it's not too rough. Okay. Hopefully that helps. And that's it for today. So thanks for joining. Like I was just saying, this would be our normal schedule. The Monday session, I might need to revise. I don't know if we'll just cancel it or if we'll just switch to like a post, and then I'll just do readings for people who post during a certain time. If you've got ideas for how to do that, go ahead and send them my way. We'll just see what works. And then if you want, I mean, you're already watching the stream in some way, but I've got this link. It should be in the description. There's just some of the social media for if and when I do post readings. And there's a PayPal if you want to donate. So can do cooler stuff. Sometimes. But yeah, hope your week's starting well, going great. And until next time, take care.